Students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing good. So today students, we'll be taking up your section A of your sample paper term 2 class 12, which is of 14 marks. Okay, so quickly we'll solve this paper and see what the paper pattern is like. Okay. So as you know students, this one is reading, right? Section A comprises of reading and it has two passages. Now first passage is of 8 marks, okay, and each question is of 1 mark. Now the second passage again is any 6 and it is of 6 marks. Each question is of 1 mark, right? So first passage attempt any 8 and second passage attempt any 6. Clear? Now let us solve passage 1. Now this one is suggests that the writer's post-Jaws fear was not justified. Okay, so two passages. The first one is on sharks and the writer's experience with shark. Okay, so now this one is suggests that the writer's post-Jaws fear was not justified. What is Jaws? Jaws is the movie that the writer has seen and the fear that he generates after that is not justified. Okay, so that's the question. Let us see the answer of it. Okay, so here the writer says the writer has experienced 2 shark bites since he is an explorer. Okay, and he has experienced 2 shark bites back in 1900 and he had seen the movie in 1975. Clear? So this his experience was in 1900 and he had seen the movie in 1975, the Jaws movie. So it suggests that he had overcame his fear by 1975. That is why his fear of the shark was not justified. Clear? Now let us see the next question. Now the second question is state any one trait that is evident from the lines 5 to 10. Okay, trait means lakshan, what you say in Hindi. So this is trait any one quality that is evident from lines 5 to 10. Okay, so provide a reason for your choice. Okay, now this is totally subjective. You can do it on your own. I can just help you with the trait. Okay. So you may attempt this by saying the writer comes across as an exceptionally resilient person. Okay, so who's a resilient person? Students, resilient person is a person who tends to recover from any sort of misfortune or deformation or depression in a very positive way. Okay, so this person, the writer, is one resilient person. Why? Because he had bitter experience with sharks. Still he wishes and explores this tiger beach that you will be reading in the passage. Is it clear? So the writer is an exceptionally resilient person and you can give your explanation, right? Then the third question is, why did people think that the writer was very stupid? Now some people thought that either he is very brave to have chosen to explore the tiger beach and some other people think that he is very stupid. Now the question is, why do people think that he is very stupid? Now because of writer's decision to explore tiger beach and swim with tiger sharks, which happens to be the second most dangerous species to the white sharks. Okay, so this species, which species? This one, that is tiger sharks, is the second most dangerous species to white sharks, and still the writer wishes to dive with them because he has an offer from National Geographic magazine and also he wishes to do so. So some people think that he is very stupid to stake his life. Okay, clear? Now next. Now the second is, why does writer say that people who know sharks intimately tend to be least afraid of them? Okay, so this is important question, that some of the people think that people who know sharks in real tend to be least afraid of the sharks. Why is that so? Now the answer to it is, as tiger sharks can be treated as humans and respond better to love and affection just like children and pets do, we can say that people who know sharks in real tend to be least afraid of them. Okay, so that's the answer given in your passage. Okay, now next. Fifth question is, give meaning of the phrase right or wrong from the passage, and the answer to it is black and white. Okay, clear? Next. Now this one is, what does the phrase "benign light" suggest in the context of writer's viewpoint of the tiger sharks? Okay, so benign light refers to, or we can just write that as The writer could see other divers feeding and steering the sharks gently. Okay, so the writer could see and witness that other divers, other swimmers were feeding and steering the sharks gently. Okay, that is stroking the sharks gently. So it became easy for the writer to see tiger sharks in benign light. What is benign light basically, students? To see someone in a harmless manner. Okay, now next, this is fill in the blank, and this one is, I agree that the team will find the experience tough, but competing with will be easier next time after they get this tournament they had ever laid their eyes on. Find a suitable phrase. So this is the fill in the blank, and the correct answer is they had ever laid their eyes on. This is from the passage itself. Okay, clear? Next. Now this next question is, how can we say that tiger sharks are apex predators with reference to the sentence, apex predators help to keep prey numbers in check? Okay, what are apex predators, students? Apex predators are those carnivorous animals which help to keep the ecosystem balanced. Okay, and this is actually the answer given in your passage. Okay, so as they act as crucial balancing force in the ecosystems, we can say that tiger sharks are apex predators. Okay, is it clear? Apex predators. Okay, now next, this one is, explain why having a large litter is one of the features that empower tiger sharks to emerge winners if global warming persists. Okay, so the question is that if global warming is there, since tiger sharks are huge, okay, and litter in huge amounts, this helps them to survive of all the species. Okay, so we can say that this is also given in your passage. Since tiger sharks have huge litter, they can eat and digest anything, which empowers them to emerge as winners. Okay, clear? So this was it, students, all the 9 questions, and you need to be attempting any 8 of 1 mark each, and then we'll be taking up the next comprehension passage. Okay, clear? Okay, students, so now we'll be taking up this one, that is your second passage, and this passage is about eating habits among adolescents of India. Okay, so that is eating habits among young India. Let us solve the questions. So the very first question is, what does the researchers mean by changing food patterns? Okay, so the answer is given in the passage itself. In the start, it says people choosing ready to eat and processed food over traditional home cooked meals is something that the author is trying to say by changing food patterns. Okay, clear? Now this passage, as you know, student, is of 6 marks, and so you have to attempt any 6 out of 7. Clear? Now but we'll be solving all the 7. Okay, so let us start with other 6 questions too. Now the second question is, why was the survey undertaken? Okay, now this is also given in the passage, and the answer is pretty simple. It says to know about the quality and quantity of food and beverages consumed by urban Indian adolescents. Okay, so teenagers residing in urban India, and the kind and the quality, the kind and the quantity of food consumed by them. Okay, that is the kind and the proportion in which they consume the food. Okay, clear? Then next, now this is with reference to the figure 1. There is also a graph given, since this is a case study again. Write one conclusion about the students' consumption of energy dense drinks. Okay, so this is also given. So we may say that around 1026 students aged between 14 to 16 years intake 2 servings of energy drinks compared to adults. Okay, so this is one common conclusion that we can give, and then you may also write that this shows that the teenagers or the adolescents have grown responsible towards their health. Okay, that we'll be taking in the next question as well. Okay, so this again says, what can be concluded by no intake data versus energy dense snacks with reference to figure 1. Now energy dense snacks is what you say is fast food. Okay, so we may say that adolescents prefer consuming fruit to fast food, that is energy dense snacks, and that is adolescents in India are more cautious and responsible regarding their health. Okay, this is same you may conclude with your answer too. Okay, just changing a bit of the language. Okay, so this is very important for you. Then next, now this one is, there were no gender differences observed in survey substantiate. This is your fifth question. Now this says, since the survey does not bifurcate, that is differentiate the data based on male female consumption of food and beverages, we can say or conclude that there is no differences observed in the survey based on gender. Okay, so this is how you can write your answer. Okay. Then next, it says, why is affordability referred as a significant important feature of a school canteen policy? Now this one is also given in the passage. This shows that as this could support the consumption of nutritious food in the students, so this is included in the food literacy policy of the that is food consumption policy, food literacy policy of every school. Okay, clear? Now next, now this one is, suggest a word from the passage that the questionnaire, that suggests that the questionnaire was specifically designed for the respondent without the hindrance of researcher collecting data. Now this one is slightly tricky, you may skip that, but since this falls in the passage, the word is self-administered. Okay, so self-administered means something that is not dependent on the researcher but a questionnaire made to self-check. Okay, to have a kind of check, a survey for the self-check. So that is self-administered given. Okay, now this falls between, I guess, lines 9 to 18. This is also given in your question. Okay, so I hope this is all clear, and we'll be solving section B and section C in the coming videos. Till then, take care.